Welcome back to the channel at 410's Finest Cap. This weekend, we got Brandon Moreno going up against Lone'er Kavanagh at UFC Mexico in Mexico City. So I'm going to give you guys my best bets for this main event, and we're going to break it down for you guys. So let's get right into it. First things first, as you guys can see, we do have the height advantage with Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno coming in at 5'7", while Lone'er Kavanagh is coming in at 5'6". Brandon Moreno also has the reach advantage as well, 70-inch reach against Lone'er Kavanagh's 67 reach. I think first things first, we should mention that Lone'er Kavanagh is coming in on a short notice. He was supposed to take on, I believe it was Bruno Silva. Yep, he was supposed to take on Bruno Silva. That fight got canceled, as Brandon Moreno was supposed to fight Amabayev. Amabayev, I believe, got injured, and Brandon Moreno needed a backup fight, so they gave him Lone'er Kavanagh. Looking at the odds to this fight, it really don't make a lot of sense to me. I really do think Brandon Moreno should be a bigger favorite here, sitting at minus 225 on FanDuel, and on DraftKings, he's sitting at minus 205, which is even a little bit better. I thought the odds was going to be a little bit more wide here, but it looks like there is a little bit of money coming in on Lone'er. Probably will get a little bit more towards fight night. But I think this line at minus 205 is a gift, honestly. I really do feel like it's a gift. And, yeah, both guys are coming off a loss where they did both get finished. Brandon Moreno got finished by Taisuro Taira by knockout back in UFC 323. And Lone'er Kavanagh got knocked out against Charles Johnson. This was in China in round 2. So I went back and watched both of those fights. Lone'er Kavanagh did win the first round in all judges' scorecards in that fight against Charles Johnson. But he also looked like he gassed. And I think that's going to be one reason in this fight, too, why he might lose here. Lone'er trains out of London, where the altitude is damn near sea level, while you got Moreno training in Mexico, where the fight will be, and they're at altitude. So most of the time when you see fights that are at altitude, you see guys tend to gas a little bit more, especially when they don't train out of there. So I think that's an advantage for Brandon Moreno as well. And then I feel like with this MMA stuff, there's really levels to it. So you got Brandon Moreno, who just fought for the title a couple fights ago. About 4 fights ago, he was fighting for the title. Brandon Moreno has fought the better competition here. Taisuro Taira, yes, he got finished, we know. Steve Erceg, we know Steve Erceg is not really that good anymore. He had one good fight against Pantoja, kind of tricked us. Came to realize he wasn't that good. And Mir Albazi was a good fight as well. Brandon Moreno got the dub there. And a split decision loss against Brandon Royval, excuse me. And then that was when he fought for the title against Pantoja, which was a split decision as well. Some judges gave him the win in that fight. Some judges also gave him the win against Brandon Royval. So when you look at it, Brandon Moreno does have the harder schedule. He has fought some of the best. And then you look at Lone'er Kavanagh, he really hasn't fought anybody that good. One of his best competitions was Charles Johnson, and he lost. He also got tired in the second round. So when you really start to look at it, I don't know. This fight just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It really don't. And yeah, you're seeing the number 6th ranked flyweight going up against the number 30th rank. I don't know. And if you go back and look at any of Lone'er Kavanagh's fights as well, even in the fights that Lone'er Kavanagh wins, he takes a lot of damage. He took a lot of damage in this fight against Felipe Dos Anjos. A lot of damage. He was bloodied up. He still won, but that's a lot of damage against guys that aren't even at the top of their division. So yeah. Yeah, I think, honestly, Moreno should be the bigger favorite. I know some people like Kavanagh. Kavanagh is just not Taisuro Taira. So I understand that loss for Brandon Moreno there, losing to Taisuro Taira. Taisuro Taira is actually fighting for the belt now. So that's a top guy. Cardio advantage is going to be there as well for Brandon Moreno. I don't know. I just, the odds just seem like a gift to me, honestly. So now let's get into some of these bets. It's also a 5-round fight this time. Gassing out in a 3-round fight against Charles Johnson. And now you have to go up against a better competition with more rounds at altitude. Odds are stacked against Lone'er here. And I know the UFC really likes Lone'er Kavanagh, so they want to give him that opportunity. And it is always dangerous betting against a guy that really doesn't have nothing to lose. I feel like Lone'er Kavanagh doesn't have nothing to lose here coming in on a short notice. But I don't know. I just don't think Brandon Moreno's done yet. I don't think he's done to the point where you're going to be like, oh, we're not going to take Brandon no more. He's on his way out. I just don't see that. So, and going back, looking at Kavanagh as well, doesn't have a lot of finishes. His last finish, when was his last finish? Was in a Contender Series in 2024. Knockout by a left hook. He's not the type of guy where I kind of worry for Brandon to get subbed or knocked out. Brandon has only been finished once in his career, and that was his last fight. Yeah, I don't... Brandon has more finishes than him. And a lot more fights as well. He has almost double, triple the amount of fights that Lone'er Kavanagh has. I don't know. I feel like we're getting a gift of the line here. So obviously, you guys know I do like the money line with Brandon Moreno, minus 205. I do have a feeling also that line is possible. It might come down a little bit more on fight day. Very possible. So if it comes down anything less than minus 200, I would 100% slam that even more. I would double down on it, honestly. And then if we're looking at props, let's see what the odds are for him to get a finish. Decision is minus 125 on DraftKings. For the fight to go to decision. So let's see what it is for Brandon Moreno to win by finish. Brandon Moreno to win by finish. By decision, I'm sorry. Plus 175. And it's plus 185 here. I don't know. I want to say Kavanagh gasses. I really want to say he gasses. I would give him maybe 2 rounds. Round 1 or 2 for Kavanagh. Maybe he doesn't get... Let's say he fixed the cardio issue. I'll say he can survive round 1, 2, possibly 3. But those championship rounds in round 4 or 5 is where I think it gets a little bit tough. I believe my best bets here is going to be Brandon Moreno to win by KO or submission at plus 170. And on DraftKings, we got it at plus 175. So DraftKings odds look a little bit better right now. I think I'm going to go with Brandon Moreno to win by KO or submission plus 175. And if we really want to go long shot, I would say Brandon Moreno to win by knockout. Let's say round 3, 4, 5 at plus 1,000. I think those are going to be my best bets on this card for this main event. I got Brandon Moreno to win by knockout in round 3, 4, or 5. Brandon Moreno to win by KO or submission at plus 175. And the money line at minus 205. Yeah, that's what I have for you guys on this fight. So best of luck. I'll have more videos coming out soon. And make sure you subscribe to this page at 410's Finest Cap on all social media platforms, YouTube, X, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll see you guys soon.